Hello, my wonderful Geminis. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of your love life. So it's going to be your general love reading for the week here. So pretty much whatever comes out for you guys. Okay. Okay, guys, so we have the card Community and Survival. Okay. This is a very specific message here, Gemini, but for some of you, it's not going to resonate with all of you, but for some of you, you could have endured something or you faced something, okay, in the past, but in the now, there could be someone who's going through something similar that is coming to you for some sort of advice. Maybe you are like a spiritual advisor or there's something to do with that here. Because I'm strongly getting that with the community card, like something that you have already gone through. The reason that you've gone through that is to kind of educate others about it, or at least give them some form of support while they're maybe going through something very similar. Then we have survival. You know, this could be a week where you're feeling like you're going through a lot, but you're just trying to take it, one day at a time. It's like you're just trying to get through something the best way that you can, but it is feeling very overwhelming or maybe even emotionally draining for some of you. So let's see what's going on here. With the community card as well as survival, it could also be, more than two energies like involved in this connection. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's a third party interference, but maybe it's your family or this person's family, some sort of external opinions that could be impacting the connection at hand. Also, community is the card number is 10, so there could be something that's coming to an end. 10s usually speak about completion in numerology. Completion and new beginnings. Okay. So we have the 10 of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the 6 of Cups. Someone that you have a lot of history with. Someone who is really missing you this week. But with the 10 of Swords and the 6 of Cups, there has been, a betrayal here. Or this is someone who feels like there's some sort of, like some form of disrespect in this connection. I feel like this is someone who feels very connected to you, even in the current moment, but 10 of Swords is feeling very defeated, feeling like something is over and I need to let it go, or I need to accept it for what it is. This person could be taking a trip down memory lane, possibly being reminded of the promises that you've made to each other or the plans that you guys have had for the future here. Okay, I'm going to start off by seeing how you're being viewed this week. Seven of Wands. They're viewing you as someone who's guarded. There could even be something this person feels like you're defensive about, maybe something you don't want to speak about, or something that doesn't seem, or it's causing you to feel uneasy. But they are viewing you as very guarded. Now, the Seven of Wands also just touches on standing your ground, right? Even during a time of adversity where this person could feel like, you know what, Gemini is, standing on what they said. They're not going back on their word. They've made a final decision. There's no turning around, basically viewing you as at the point of no return. And the Seven of Wands, they're viewing you as someone who is, standing by what you said, and you're choosing, you're choosing to stand by what you said instead of agreeing just to agree. Like in the past, they may feel like you have tried to come to some sort of a mutual agreement with them, even if it was to avoid some sort of conflict. But in the now, they feel like, there's something you disagree with, and that's that. You're not going back on your word, and you're not going to agree on it just to keep the peace either. Ace of Swords, okay, followed by the Moon card in the challenge position. They want to reveal something to you. This could be coming clean about something or just opening up about their feelings. But the Ace of Swords is usually like revealing something, a breakthrough. But with the Moon card, it's, a very hidden energy, or there's something that they feel like they've been very discreet about. And what's interesting is these two cards are coming up in the challenge position, which means, yes, there is a desire to reveal something to you or express something, but that's what they're struggling with. That's what they're feeling challenged by this week. This person may also feel like they are receiving some sort of clarity while they are in a period of darkness, or they're in a period of, it could be a lack of communication between the both of you, someone who feels very empty or alone. But during this period of solitude, there is some sort of something that's being illuminated to them, is what I'm sensing. I'm also, with the Ace of Swords, it also touches on like sacrifice or needing to let go of something in order to have a breakthrough, in a situation, or go after what you desire. It's an energy of you can't have it all, right? You need to know what to let go of, or there's something here that needs to be released in order for you to kind of like have that very thing that you desire. So there could be an energy of this person realizing what needs to be, what they need to detach from, what they need to leave behind, in order for something to feel more stable between the both of you. Some of you could be dealing with the Pisces. But there's like a very hidden energy in the challenge position as well with the Moon card. Like someone who's thinking about you, someone who's processing their emotions, but they're not telling you this. So again, I could be picking up on a lack of communication, or someone that is conversing with you, but there's a lot that they're suppressing. So it could be like surface level conversations. Their intuition is definitely telling them to reveal something to you or open up about something. I'm strongly getting that. But like I said, those two cards are coming up in the challenge position. So it's something that they're facing difficulty doing, or they're, having a difficult time following through on their intuition, or what signs they're receiving. But they are feeling guided to open up to you or express maybe their perspective or their side of things. How are you viewing them? The Justice. Some of you could be dealing with the Libra. Something that, doesn't feel fair to you. You definitely want to restore balance in this connection, or you want something to be done the right way. Whether it's you feel misunderstood by this person, whether it's there's something about this connection that, started to feel very one-sided, right? It's an energy of I want things to feel more balanced, or how I was treated, or how this connection progressed in the past. It doesn't seem fair to me, and that's something that I want a solution for. The Justice card is also like a very like matter-of-fact kind of energy, where you're accepting things for what they are. The truth is in front of you. You're not really, painting a different picture or planting false hope in your mind. You're being very truthful with yourself, and you could even have an urge to be very truthful to this person about how you feel. Okay? Very specific message, but for some of you, there may be some sort of legal matters that you're facing when it comes to this connection here. That's not going to resonate with all of you. So in your feelings, we have the High Priestess and the King of Swords. You're choosing not to speak to this person. King of Swords is detaching, cutting ties with someone. So like, you could have recently, went through a breakup, or for some of you, it could be read as divorce as well with the King of Swords and the Justice card. But you're really looking at the situation and you're weighing the pros and cons. There's something here that's causing you to feel very angry. There's something here that's, stemming, or these thoughts or these feelings are stemming from a place of frustration. You are detaching, and it could be that you're turning your back towards the situation. But with the High Priestess, there's a lot that you feel like you're keeping to yourself, a lot that you did not have the opportunity to express to this person. But a part of you feels like you don't want to reach out, or you don't want to initiate a conversation either. So it could be that you're processing what you're going through on your own. You're not really going to anyone about it. You're not telling your friends or family. You're not reaching out to this person. So this could be a week where you feel very like you're kind of on your own, but you may feel like that alone time is also much needed for some sort of, critical thinking to take place, because you're yes, you're thinking about a lot of things, but you're also wanting to make a decision, but you don't want the opinion of others to impact the decision that you're making. The King of Swords is also, when you are gaining clarity where something may have been very confusing to you in the past, but now it makes perfect sense. So you could be having like an aha moment, or, something that you were very confused about in the past. It just makes sense to you. It's, starting to make sense to you this week. Something you weren't able to see clearly while you were connecting with this person, or while your emotions were involved. Because you're operating from a space of logic now, you're able to see the truth of the matter. We have the Page of Pentacles in your feelings and the Magician. Some of you could actually be manifesting an opportunity to speak to this person because there's something that you really want to get off your chest. For others of you, Page of Pentacles and the Magician, it could be something new that you're manifesting for yourself, okay? But there's also a lot that you're learning in the process of healing from this connection. So whether it's I want something new for myself, I want, my next relationship to be more stable, whatever it is that you're manifesting, there's also many lessons that you're taking from this connection moving forward. You may receive a message from this person, but you're trying to figure out where, like, what this person really means. Like, you're digging beneath the surface here. The Magician and the Page of Pentacles could be you questioning someone's intent, or feeling like a message could come off a little bit manipulative, or there's a certain intent or goal behind that message. And so you could be trying to get to the bottom of that. So we have the Nine of Cups clarifying the Ace of Swords, and we have the Eight of Cups clarifying the Moon card. For some of you, this could have been a case of ghosting. Eight of Cups clarifying the Moon card could be someone walking away in silence. Or if it's not a case of ghosting, it's, detaching or walking away, but not really giving you a thorough explanation. Feeling like there wasn't really any form of closure, or a conversation wasn't, had, because I am strongly getting that there's a lot that you feel like was left unsaid. There's a lot that you feel like is kind of just up in the air that you really want to speak about. And it could be, stemming from a place of, I don't like the way that things ended between the both of us. Even if an ending is something we couldn't have, avoided, it's definitely something we could have discussed or spoke about instead of just walking away and not speaking to each other again. Because it's a very hidden energy, but it's someone who feels like they want to speak their truth, or they want to, initiate a conversation here. Nine of Cups clarifying the Ace of Swords. There's something on their end that they want to express, but it could also be someone who feels like something they communicated to you in the past, they weren't being considerate of your emotions. Nine of Cups could be when you're like looking out for yourself, or it's more of a self-focused energy, right? So in return, because it's coming up in the challenge position, they may feel like you feel very misunderstood by them, or you feel that they weren't being considerate of your perspective or your emotions. This person could feel like detaching, they could feel like they thought detaching would give them the clarity that they required in this connection, which I do see that they've received some sort of clarity, but now they're struggling with acting on this, their intuition, or the clarity that they've received, where it's like, for example, the clarity is revealing something to you, or wanting to be open and expressive, but they're struggling to do that. Hence why these cards are coming up in the challenge position. They know that's the right thing to do, but they're still struggling with doing that, is what I see. Okay, so in their feelings, we have the Hermit. Yeah, someone who feels very alone, but they're, again, the Lantern in the Hermit is symbolic for something being illuminated to you, even if you're going through a very dark period. Some of you could be dealing with a Virgo or a Sagittarius, wanting to restore balance, wanting more harmony and peace between the both of you. And here's the thing, this is someone who's still holding on to, some sort of hope. They feel like, even if things are not progressing the way that they want them to in the current moment, it hasn't always been that way between the both of you. So that's, when things were smooth sailing in the past, that is where they're deriving some sort of comfort from. Okay, well, things weren't always like this, right? Yes, they're difficult now, but they weren't always difficult. And so that's also the same space where, the hope or the faith is stemming from. Three of Wands and the Six of Swords. Watching you from afar, feeling like they need to mentally let go of something or detach in order to create some sort of a solid plan. This person misses you, Gemini, but they also feel like the separation was much needed. They feel like something was going to fall apart regardless, so it's better that it happened in the now. There's a lot that they're realizing. There's a lot of wisdom. There's a lot of clarity that they're gaining. But with the Three of Wands and the Six of Swords, it's almost detaching or feeling like they need to let go of something mentally in order to see things clearly, in order to feel closer to you. Throughout the course of this connection, this person could feel like they were having a hard time understanding who you are or what you wanted. There could have been a lot of miscommunication or a lot of confusion. But because you guys are in a separation, many things are becoming clear to them now. So that could be the reason why they feel this separation was much needed in order for them to kind of see things through your lens or a different perspective. So we have the Five of Wands and the Page of Cups and the potential outcome. What's the Five of Wands? The Four of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Seven of Cups. A lot of confusion. I see someone who is having a hard time seeing past illusions. They know how they feel towards you, but the reality of the situation in their mind could be very different from, the actual situation. Five of Wands, Four of Cups, something in this person's environment that they're not fond of. Five of Wands could be external opinions or influences, but Four of Cups is when you're not happy, but it's not the most action-oriented energy. There could be an opportunity or something that's being presented to this person, but because it's not coming in the way that they want it to, it could be something that is kind of like passing them, or they're not noticing it. But I'm strongly getting that there could be some sort of drama or something in this person's environment that is creating a block. They feel very defeated or powerless about something that's impacting the connection here. Queen of Wands. It's the Queen of Wands. The Nine of Swords. Passion, attraction, emotions are there. Four of Cups, Seven of Cups, and Nine of Swords is someone who's really up in their mind. So what I see is, yes, the silence could continue in the potential outcome, but it's also someone who is thinking about you, but they're stuck in visions of the both of you together. Having a hard time seeing past illusions. It is something that is stressing them out or causing them to feel anxious. But the Seven of Cups and the Four of Cups is when you're not happy in your current reality, but you're sitting in the emotion of sorrow or frustration instead of what do I do to get out of it. Nine of Swords could also be like a very mentally restricting energy, possibly feeding into negative thoughts or telling themselves that they're not deserving of what they want here. Bottom of the deck, we have the Devil. So their thoughts or something negative that they're feeding into. And Five of Wands, it is conflict or an obstacle, but it's usually something that lacks importance. But when you have it with the Four of Cups and the Seven of Cups, it's like they're having a hard time taking themselves out of this situation or out of this, out of these emotions or thoughts that they're feeling or thinking. Okay, let's see what they want to communicate. We have I love you. I definitely feel like the emotions are here. Yep, I still have feelings for you. Definitely feel that these two messages, I'm kind of reading them hand in hand. But the fact that they feel they want to express something to you or that's the right thing to do, that's the same thing that they're struggling with. Four of Cups, Seven of Cups, not happy in the current moment, not happy with the current dynamic, but having a hard time figuring out how to come out of that situation. Feeling like they don't know if the visions that they have of the both of you could actually come into fruition for them. I wish things could be different. And this is literally what I was saying in the potential outcome. They wish things could be different, but they're having a hard time figuring out what necessary, what the steps or what steps are necessary in order for them to create that change or have it come into fruition for them. I find you so attractive, Queen of Wands, in the potential outcome. The way you carry yourself, how you handle situations, they do admire you. There's a lot of attraction here. But this is someone who is feeding into their, like, some sort of mental restrictions. Could even be insecurities that are resurfacing or something that is triggering them. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys this week. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.